there. I wanted to come in and do the end of year 2017 journal tag. So there are 7 questions, and I will post the questions and a link to the original video for this tag below as well. The first question is, introduce your current journal. So I just talked about this in a video recently, but here is the journal I'm using right now. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where to put my coffee so I don't spill it. This is my current journal. It was a gift from some good friends of mine. I've been using it since November 1st of this year. So it's great. The paper's a little bit thin, so I find I can't use certain kinds of media that I like to use, but it takes dry media wonderfully. It does have lines. That doesn't bother me at all. I've used lined books in the past, and I'm fine with it. It's a great book though. I like it. I've got stuff hanging out of it and all that, like a ribbon here and like a piece of a tag here. So it's going well. I'm only about this much through it, so I've got quite a long way to go, and I started it November 1st, so I'm guessing this will take me possibly into March, February for sure. I'm not sure. Depends on how many pages I end up doing. I typically only do a page a day unless there's a lot to say or a lot to talk about, then I'll do 2 pages. But anyway, this is my current journal. Question number 2 is journals completed in 2017. So this one I guess wouldn't really count because it's not completed, but this is a journal that I worked on this year. So I only have 2 others. So let me show you. This is my 20th journal here. This one is number 18. This is the one I started the year January 1st with. I did a lot of videos on this particular journal. It's a little bit different in the way that it was a loose leaf journal. So I used all different kinds of paper and bound them all together. I also did, which was different for me, I've been doing these journals for about 7 years or so, every single day, daily journaling for 7 years, but I've never done these, kind of month tabbed pages before, but I started doing that with this book. So you can see the loose leaf. Here, let me try to make sure you guys can see as much of it as possible. I loved the loose leaf style because it gave me kind of the ability to use different types of paper and different sizes of paper. And like this was a piece of a paper bag from a mystery 6-pack of beer I bought. And, like this, it's just all, it feels very random, and it was really fun to try to decide what paper to use and how to use it and things like that. It also let me use a ton of different ephemera and things like that, because with this, kind of ring-bound style, I didn't have to worry about, busting out of my binding and that kind of thing. So it was fun. I really loved this, and I think I'll definitely go back to it. Really, the biggest complaint, if I had any complaints, would be that it takes up a lot of space to do. See, this one I did on, oh gosh, what do you call it? Butcher paper, like. So it's see-through. Kind of cool. It takes up so much space because doing, I usually do back and front in my journals, and one journal can last me for several months. But this whole big thing is only 3 months. This was January, February, and March of this year. So you can see, excuse me, I got drainage here, that just from a storage standpoint, I mean, I've been doing these books for so long, I already have a whole shelf full of these things. And so just, that was probably my biggest concern, is where am I going to put all these if I keep going this way. But I did love this book a lot. It's probably one of my favorites of all time. Now we're into February, so here's the February page. I'm not going to flip through this whole thing. I just wanted to kind of give you a feel for the different types of paper that I used and all that kind of thing. This one I think turned out, oh, well, here's one where I used, this whole page as a pocket, so it's full of all this different stuff, and the pages in the front. This one is also really cool because it's actually a page protector with different size squares, and I use the different squares for different pieces of paper to journal on and do my drawings and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I think you get the idea of this one, but I do love it. So this was the first one for the year, and this was from January through March, so January 1st to March 31st. So that's that one. And then, excuse me guys, gosh, all of a sudden I got a frog in my throat. This is the second one I used for this year. Started this one April 1st, and I think it went through the end of October, I believe, October 31st. So this one, you know, like I said, this one lasted a really long time. But look, it's one book, you know, like this was several months as opposed to that other book that was at least this size and only 3 months. So that's why space was kind of a big concern. But I love this book as well. It was just a regular blank journal. I think I bought it, you know, with a coupon at Michael's or something. Nothing special about it at all. So that's that. Excuse me, the third question is your favorite 2 journals completed in 2017. Well, I've only got 2 that I actually completed, this one and the loose leaf, so I would say obviously those 2 are my favorites. My favorite of the 2 would definitely be the loose leaf journal. Question number 4, blank journals that you're excited to fill out in 2018. So I do have a lot of pages left in my current journal, but I already know, which usually this is not the case. Usually I'm scrambling to figure out what my next journal is going to be, but I have my next journal lined up. Again, I don't think I'll get to this one until February or March, but I'm pretty excited about it. It's much bigger than the book I'm currently using, spiral bound, which I love because that gives me a lot more flexibility in terms of sticking things in, and I don't have to worry about busting the binding and things like that. It just gives you a little bit more room. I love this one because it's got a cover that you can actually color in, which I've never had before, and I think I'm going to like it. It's got really nice paper inside too. The paper is really good quality, and it's got rounded corners, which I think that's so cool and kind of fun. So it's just blank, nothing real super special, but I am pretty excited about this one, and I look forward to getting into it, you know, sometime in the spring, I hope. The other book I am pretty excited to use next year is this one. This is a Moleskine, and it's a music journal. I don't know, you can see it has a sticker on it. I bought it at a garage sale for 50 cents, but it's brand new. I'm sure you guys have seen these. It's like Moleskine made these. There was like a wine journal and a journal for readers and things like that. But it's got kind of like interesting paper. It's got these little cool tabbed sections, and I think it's going to be, I'm excited to use it as a daily journal. I think it'll be really fun. It has 1,000,000 pages, so it's going to take me a long time to fill it up if I only do 1 page a day, but it's got like these like music paper in the back, and then some blank sections, and I don't know, I just think it's really cool, and I thought, oh, what a fun book to use as a daily journal. So this one is definitely going to be coming up next, hopefully in 2018. Okay, next question. That was number 5. Number 6. Are you happy with your 2017 journaling adventure? I would say yes. I am pretty happy with it. I do feel like in this book, my current book, I feel like it's been really pretty boring. Like, I just, you know, I've been so busy the last few months that I've really just kind of, I don't want to say phoning it in, but I just haven't had the time to put into every page that I've had in the past. So I think, especially when I look back at my loose leaf journal and I spent more time on it and it was much more creative and there was more, you know, flexibility in terms of the paper and all that kind of stuff. I do feel like this one is less, I just had less time for it, I'll say. It's more writing and less artwork, and it feels a little bit less creative than my journals have in the past. But overall, I mean, that's just a time thing. It's not because I don't have, you know, I don't want to do this anymore or whatever. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way my journals have turned out this year. I'm hoping in 2018 I'll have more time and be able to get back to a more creative process, but you know, it is what it is. Number 7, what's your journaling goal for 2018? My goal is to be able to, you know, to have more time to spend and get back to, you know, being able to do a little bit more artwork and feeling like this is a little bit more of a creative process instead of, you know, just like, oh, okay, I've got to draw something today. What's it going to be? Let me do it as quickly as possible because I'm short on time again. So that's it. I just hope I can be a little bit more creative. I definitely want to do the loose leaf style again. I will go back to it. I don't know if it'll be this year, 2018, I mean. It might be. Depends, you know, whatever mood suits me is pretty much how I pick out my next book. So you never know what's going to happen. That's one of the great things about it. But that was the last question. That's it. I hope that you will decide to do this tag as well. It was really fun. I think I'd love to see what your answers to these questions are and what your journaling journey for 2017 was like and what you hope it's going to be like next year. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it very much and have a great day.